Alright, YouTube, Vanguard Taj here with another video. Gonna show you guys everything that I did to prepare for the next breakthrough. So if we go in, this is my new look, but let's go ahead and get into the gear. So under the development menu, we were able to hit 3 T6 interways. So my Trap Beast is T6, my Exquisite Scenery T6, and my Moral Chant also T6. Art of Resistance is a T5, but we're not focusing that as much right now. What we're going to do is, as we get other interways, we're just going to start leveling up whatever we have. But we get some bonuses off of that. Then if we go into our Mystic skills, we made sure that they're all T5, rank 9. That's going to be it for the season, which ends in about April, I believe. So we don't have to really worry about those materials for a little bit. As for the gear, so if we go into our gear, as you noticed, most of my gear, I did not upgrade it unless the very first attunement was gold. Or I was aiming for gold and recommended. Got it on all of them after a while. There were two that I didn't get it on, but all the others there. And then what I did for when I was actually attuning things, I waited. So say I would be attuning like something like this. Like I would go to tune and I would only use the uh rainbow shells. What I did was I rainbow shelled to get all my gear here, so I got it all maxed, and then I got lucky and I got a golden ring as well as a golden bow. And I did the same thing with the upgrade attunement with the rainbow shells. I also ensured that I had all these to level 40. Just got that last week. So when the new breakthrough comes through, we're going to be pushing that a little bit further. Because that is locked weekly. Now, another thing that helps a lot, if we go into our talents, make sure you do all of your quests. So as soon as the breakthrough happens, it'll lock you out at 14 for the season. So after that, you can just kind of stop doing story quests or side missions or anything. But once you're at 14 talents, as of today, which is March 17th, St. Patty's Day, 2026, you can go ahead and then on our breakthrough on the 18th, I can already get all of these. So that's going to give me more gear score. Right now I'm sitting at 25,175. My plan is I had made a second set of gear. So if I go into my bag, second set of gear using just golds, so I can throw that in my arsenal. Now when the new breakthrough comes through, I'm gonna throw all this in my arsenal, and then I'm slowly going to replace these using the same method as it's gold. I'll pop it in. You know what I mean? But let me not forget to show you, because over here in Hexy, who's she? Our oddities. Our oddities were a big part of our gear. So we're just going to load that up now. So if we go over here to our oddities vendor, we went and we collected every oddity that we possibly could for this. However, I prioritized oddities that gave gear rather than drop rate. So going from here, I grabbed everything I needed, skipped the drops, grabbed the gear score stuff that way because I really wanted to hit 25K before the next breakthrough. As well as we are making sure that we are sitting on enough money here, and then that we have enough custom martial tips boxes. So another thing, if you did not know, which is actually pretty interesting, it took me a while to figure this out myself. If you go to let me find them, your martial tips here, right? Say you want to, or you've been focusing on one weapon and you want to turn it into another one. What you could do is, you can hit A on that, You could go to hit more, and then you could go to tips conversion. And this can turn the tips that you currently have back into a box. So then if I want to exchange 10, put it in a 10, I lose 10 of those, but if I wanted them or needed them for more, go back to my develop, go to my Thundercry blade. As you can see, I have several weapons at 85, although I am a tank. The only ones I actually like are Stormbreaker Spear and Thundercry. Might try another weapon some other time, but these are the two that I'm focusing on. But if you need to upgrade these to complete your paths, you know, you can always do that. And then you can do Martial Art Breakthrough because then I would have enough. However, because we have our breakthrough coming in a couple days, I'm no longer going to be upgrading the side weapons that I don't use until I know I have enough money because it is quite expensive. It does burn your materials and it does burn your coins. And you know, coins are limited in this game. So if I go to my coin, you know, you only get 175k a week. But we are also prepped on the season shop. I do have about 9,000 Jadefish just sitting to the side, so when we get our new gear chest boxes, when we get the 86 one, I'm going to be opening those. Let's see, but, you know, always ensure to get the Howling Falcon ore. That is very important. Um, and then, you know, I'm gonna get a little bit more gold here. Then after today, I'm going to save the rest of my energy because I know I'm going to have to be making bows. Now, that's basically everything I did. Tips and tricks would just be to, you know, ensure you increase your inner ways, your mystic skills, max them all out if you have them equipped. Make sure your two weapons are as high as possible. And then on your gear, if you can just be patient, don't completely get rid of your first set, build a second set, throw that in your arsenal, and then focus on making another set. This will also ensure that you still keep your damage, because if I go here into my wandering paths, I can see the recommended is 22k, but I'm already 25k. So why would I get some blue 86 gear right away when I'm already above what I'm supposed to be? So I'm going to keep my really good gear that I worked hard on until I can slowly swap it out, making sure I get the perfect rolls. Uh, so that's basically it. That's it for my video. Everything that I did for my prep work for level 86. Ready for the breakthrough coming this Thursday. Probably going to do a live stream. Thank you for watching the video. Y'all have a good one. Taj out.